Cancers, my darlings, well done. I'm proud of you. I see your growth. We've really been working through it over the last few weeks and it's been really, really nice. If you are new, hit like, subscribe. We're going to dive. With Cancer specifically, they have been my most sensitive zodiac. My Cancer collective have really been going through it, and it's so nice to come back this week and really look at a shift in the energy. I'm looking at a lot of throat chakra energy and a slow leaning towards the third eye chakra. So not only are you starting to speak up about these issues that have been really troubling you, but you're starting to awaken your third eye and be more conscious. And the more that you speak on the now moment, the more that you crack open that third eye, and you're going to start having visions. You're going to start having prophecy. You're going to start having some kind of lower level clairvoyance experiences. You might start seeing auras, shapes, colors. You might start having dreams. You might start having more lucid dreams. Life's going to change for you in a really, really positive way, okay? Keep speaking up, stand in your power, and really start assessing who you do or don't give to in this lifetime, because it makes a difference to the positivity, in your atmosphere. Let's deep dive with the tarot. The first card out is the Four of Wands. You've really committed to improving your life over the last few weeks. Some of you, Death card out next, could have been dealing with bereavement, passing on, others moving to the other side, or walking away from lovers, friends, family. You've really had to grieve a toxic situation. Five of Pentacles, a lot of that could be out in the cold. Losing friends, losing family members, losing money, losing a business, losing recommendations. I'm getting in my head word of mouth. So it's a situation of some people have really thriving businesses through word of mouth. Us tarot readers, when we used to never come on social media, we used to read tarot in the back. Our word of mouths are everything. So if we have a bad reputation, or someone tries slandering us, or we just go dark for a little while, change our number, we can lose our whole client base. It's really hard for us. So you could be someone who has a small business, really authentic and home-based. You can make cakes from home, be a nail tech from home, and you lose your client base, you're fucked. Because you built off the ground up. If you haven't got a good social media following or a backup number, you could lose a lot of money. So someone has potentially lost a good amount of money or struggling to balance it out because of a change in career. In the past, you had to hold on to every penny you had, some kind of changing your circumstance. I wanted to say bull in a china shop because I got the vision in my head while I was speaking. So it talks to me about someone steamrolling in, knocking over everything, breaking everything, and then having to pay for it. So it's talking to me about damage and repairs that you weren't expecting, additional costs. Someone steamrolling in, buying something overexcitedly, not thinking about it, and not being able to manage the books, not being able to budget well. It's really struggling financially after whatever's happened. There's been a lot of resistance to taking accountability for this and accepting what's happened, and a real reminiscing of the past where things were easier. Six of Cups, Six of Swords coming out here, talking to me about past times being so much easier, and the Seven of Wands in the future really letting me know that you've been fighting off a lot of new opportunity and you haven't been even thinking about doing anything positive or passionate or fun because you've been wrapped up in Five of Cups and Eight of Wands. Wow. There's a real need for you to be able to speak up and deal with this grief you've been going through. Real financial struggles, real burden on your own passion, on your momentum to live. You may have just wanted to give up, and I don't want to say this, but there is a self-harm alarm reading out on the channel for you guys, for the Cancers. About 3-4 weeks ago, I read self-harm alarm, and it was about someone who was self-harming. Someone who was depressed and suffering with suicidal ideation. So that energy's circling back round to me today, and I don't feel like it's as heavy as it was in the reading. Go and check out the past readings. I'll link them on the end screen for you as well, okay? So you can easily click on them at the end. But if you have or was going through suicidal ideations and self-harm and heavier energy, really conflicted, you've broken free of the worst of that now. I think you're starting to have healthy conversations with other people about the lows that you're at. With the Four of Wands and the Five of Wands, it's like you're committed to dealing with the conflicts that you have inside. And there sometimes with the 5 of Wands and the 7 of Wands, this conflict inside when it's a wand, that's rage. That's passion that's not being ignited, turns into a shadow source, and that becomes rage, that becomes darkness, that becomes violence, that becomes aggression, that becomes anger. It's meant to be dance and excitement and screaming and laughter and backflips and gymnastics and swimming and jumping and cliff diving, like it's wild rages and turn-ups and crazy parties when it's channeled in the higher vibration. Give me other things that provide light and healing for you as well through a fire element. But when it's not tempered well, when it's toxic and it's trapped inside, it brews and it festers into aggression and violence and anger and rage. Yeah? And I think that's what's been going on here. And the death of this is Ace of Cups coming out. It's talking about you bringing emotions into your life. You starting to heal this toxicity. Finally, it's been hellish. But now you're speaking about your emotions and your rage and your pain. You're transmuting that trauma. You're transmuting the pain. So you can heal. You're healing now. You're healing through communication. And you're talking to people in your life who can help you heal. You're getting better now. Well done, Cancer. 5 of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, yeah? It's like, yeah, you're seeing clearly now why you've been going through this. 6 of Pentacles twice because it's in the pre-shuffles and it's in the front of the mind. Now with 9 of Cups. You know how to go after what you want in life, and you know who helps you in life and who doesn't. And you're surrounding yourself with the good people. You've got people to talk to, and that is the most powerful thing of all. King of Cups on the 4 of Pentacles. You were holding so tightly to your emotions that there was no way you could deal with these issues. You were having like splurts of rage or arguments or like spitting. In my head, I get like spitting on people. But I don't get it like full on hooked to. Could be, but it's hissing on people or just looking at someone and shitting on them like through communication. Fuck that person. That person ain't shit. Like, you're just shitting on people. You're just talking down on people. You're just like foul-mouthed and fucking raging because you're just fucking sick of that motherfucker. It's that kind of energy. You're fucking sick and tired. No, I'm not going to say anything fucking nice. They can go fuck themselves. It's that energy. And when we're in that energy, we've got to ask ourselves why. Yeah, no one's immune. I'm not judging you. I just gave you an example of it. I do that shit all the time when I'm in a low vibration. But then I acknowledge I'm in a low fucking vibration. Something's wrong with me. Why am I acting like that? Why the fuck am I acting up like that? What the fuck's wrong with me? Let me check myself because there's no need. But we need to get it out. We're yin and yang. Sometimes we need to scream, shout, get it out. Because then it manifests into suicidal ideations or depression or violence, self-harm. We've got to deal with it. But we've got to be conscious of what we're doing in this situation. And we've got to make sure we never affect or harm anyone else. Yeah? Like attracts like, and you want to be a positive person, a stable person giving off positive energy and having healing positive relationships, not toxicity spiraling around because of the negative shit you say or do, right? Or the negative energy that you're exuding. With the 7 of Wands here and the 2 of Pentacles, you've been juggling a lot. I get a lot of psychic attack in this reading. I'm not going to lie. Like I've got nausea coming up all the way up to my top of my throat. And this is a throat chakra reading. And we're talking about your throat chakra being activated. But I constantly feel like I want to heave or gag or vomit. Like I feel nauseous. So I feel like there could be a lot of overwhelm for you to even deal with this reading. Or to deal with these relationships in your life. There's a lot of panic and angst. Yeah. I feel like you listening to the psychic defense and protection spell on her 7D consciousness channel could really help you. I'll put those videos in the description. See what they are, see how you feel. They could really help you if you start getting nausea and feeling nauseous around other people. If your throat chakra is open and your third eye is activating, then you're more than likely you're going to have psychic attack where you're picking up on other people who are rubbing up on your energy wrong. You just want to vomit, you just want to barf, you just feel sick, and you think it's that person or you think it's bad energy, but it's there's someone's energy or something in the atmosphere is not merging well with you. You could even be pregnant. Yeah, morning sickness, nausea, oh, it feels horrendous. Either way, it's not a real energy that's meant to be there. Something's fucking up your energy. So it could be morning sickness because your baby's giving you that energy, or it's generally someone in your auric field making you nauseous as fuck because they're sending you bad vibrations, or they're rubbing up on your energy in a wrong way and you just can't take it, and they've got bad energy they're dealing with and you can feel it. Nothing worse than someone else being around you with their low vibration and then you feel it, and they're not the problem, they're just living their life, but you're sensitive and you know they're fucked up and you're like, oh shit, what do? I love this person, but they're in low vibe and I can't be around it. It's making me sick, literally. Sickness because other people are sick is just not cute, and it happens all the time when you're an empath and highly sensitive. You're just like, oh god, what do? I love this person, but they're not okay, and I don't want to out them as not being okay, but being around them makes me fucking sick spiritually, and I don't need spiritual sickness this week. I'm busy, you know. Eight of Pentacles, Six of Cups. Past energy has been really dominant for you, really working through that. Six of Swords, Eight of Swords, really moving on. A lot of fear and insecurity over this. That's why the throat chakra is giving me all this nausea energy, so much psychic attack, so much, get me away from this, I don't want to deal with it. If you don't want to deal with this reading and you don't like spirituality, you're scared of what I'm saying, just click off now. Because I am an intense reader and I'm not always going to put trigger warnings out. And I don't want anyone to feel like they have to stay over here and listen and force themselves to listen. Some of you guys will force yourself and listen and challenge yourself and go, fuck it, I'm going to listen because I know it resonates with me to a high percentile, so I'll fucking listen. But I'm not prepared. Like, what if she said something negative about me and I just can't tolerate it? Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm like that. As I'm a reader and I still feel like that about other readers. Some readers go really intense on shit. And sometimes they say stuff like, it's you or the other person, or they say this person is doing this or this person is doing that, and I'm like, no one's doing that, I'm doing that, and it's a negative thing, so thanks for that. And they out you, and they're like, and sometimes they even know it, but they don't want to ruin their followership and their subscribers, so they'll say it's the person you're dealing with, but in their fucking mind they know, no, this is your fucking energy, but I don't want to cuss you out direct. So it's a hard thing to do. It really is a hard fucking thing to do, but it brings strength and character, and no one's perfect. When I do these readings, they're not about judging you, but what I love about psychic mediums and my kind, clairvoyance and stuff, is where sometimes we're channeling so deeply and so quickly, we forget to be empathic and nice and sweet, because we just see the truth and we're just running through symbolism and image and vision, and we're just saying it as it is. So it does come off rude and it is intense, and that isn't our intent. I would never want to hurt you guys, Cancer, especially because you are my most sensitive zodiac, and I said that at the intro, you know. So I don't want you to be sitting here listening to me with a fucking lump in your throat, freaking out, waiting for me to insult your personality or your psychological state, because that's never the case. But these are meant to spark your psychic, or your own psychic senses, your own psyche, and give you a shift in consciousness to make you go, that's me, that's not me. I do that a little bit. Yeah, that's not the most positive trait I have. Hard thing to do, to accept yourself in all your light and dark, but it does help you grow. I've listened recently to a few tougher readers, and I challenge myself. I go, fuck it, I'll listen. And they say certain stuff, and I know, and they're like, the person you're dealing with done this, and I'm like, well, I'm not dealing with anyone really, so that's me. And it is me. And it's good to be able to go, yeah, I did that the other day, actually. I'm a bit toxic. Do you know what? I used to do it all the time, yeah. Because then you can grow, and then you can see alternative views. And remember, these are general readings, so they're not all about you. They're just stories and characterizations and just things to help you think. And they just profile the energy of the collective. So you've got to go with it, and you've got to hold it loosely. You haven't got to take it as a personal slight or a personal narrative on you. Because it's just vision and image and magic from the divine, giving you a chance to reflect on life. And sometimes passed on loved ones do come through and they're deeply guided. Other times it's just a general narrative to give your mind a shake up and help you consider where you're at in life. So don't hold on heavy to being a certain way, and don't worry about being heartbroken as well, and being sad or low or depressive or suicidal or hating life or struggling financially, because it's okay. Don't worry about the negative thoughts you have or the positive thoughts you have. Don't worry about the people that you don't want in your life anymore, that you're blocking out. Don't worry about the money that you do have and the money that you don't have, and the money dwindling in the bank, and your assets and how much they're accruing, and if you need to move them to a different portfolio, if you need crypto or stocks or trading or what to invest in next, if you need a new bank, if you need a new bank account, if you need another ISA, if you need more cash flow. Like, the only thing you can do right now is not lie to yourself about how you're feeling. That's all you got to do. You're insecure, you're panicking, you're timid, you're happy, you're not happy. Do you know why you're not happy? No. Fine, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just first step, identify how you feel and just say it. I feel low today. I feel positive today. Have you seen the Are You Flourishing survey? There's a link for it in the description. It is part of our hermetology toolkits that help you reflect on your life and where you're at. It is a survey and a self-assessment, a reflection tool that you can use to assess where you're at. You don't have to submit it. Most people wouldn't want to share their personal sense of self, but it is important for you to go through it, look at the questions and just copy and paste them into your own Word document, or just go through it without submitting it. Just click it and see where you're at, because it's 30 minutes of your life well spent. How is your mood today on a scale of 1 to 10? How are your emotions? How would you describe your mental health? How is your financial life? How is your self-care? How are you coping with your lovers and your loved ones? How are you coping with the people that are dependent on you? How are you managing all of your finances? What more could you do this month to improve your life? Loads of different questions that are positive psychological questions that help your brain start ticking in the right direction, because someone should be talking to us about our sense of self and our mind, body and soul, and our mind and money and what really matters. But we're too busy talking about what happened on Sky News and the weather to really start asking ourselves deeper, thought-provoking things that could actually change our life and prevent fucking suicide and depressive episodes, right? Because no one taught us that in school days. No one wants us to flourish in mind, body and soul. They want us to be broken, poor, chasing the bread for the rest of our fucking lives while we only ever have crumbs at the end of the fucking day. Comes down to us to try a little harder to balance out our mental health so we can feel liberated, yeah? Cancers, you're doing the damn thing. Don't be nervous, don't be shy, don't be worried to reveal who you are and how you're feeling. The more you talk about your emotions, the easier it gets. If you start with therapy with someone you don't know, it's always a good way to go. Tarot readings like this are also sensational because you don't know me, I don't know you. There's that anonymity there. So having these conversations just with me here and me talking to you is a challenge in itself, because we start going to these places and you start understanding, I hate what she said, I hate this bitch, I'm unsubscribing, fuck her, she just said that about me, that's not even true. It triggers you, right, sometimes, but that's healthy because we have to hear an opposing view. We have to hear other. It helps us heal and understand ourselves better. We grow from these kind of conversations. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. You leave the channel, you never come back. But if you do like it and you find benefit in it, then it awakens you to discover yourself more and more deeply. And I don't know you, so I could never be accurate about the stuff that I'm saying. These are just symbols and thought-provoking conversation through the art of tarot. So you tell me who you are. You tell me what you do or don't agree with. What do you stand for? What does and doesn't resonate? And where do we go from here? And how do we keep making sure that you can have healthy conversations and stay enlightened and stay in the high vibration? Yeah? You're amazing. You're a light worker. You're an earth angel, and it is hard for the cancers. On this channel, cancers have really been going through it. I've been saying it back and forth. Check out the Dear Divine series I've been doing over on her 7D Consciousness channel as well. I've got Dear Divine Toxic, Dear Divine Crybaby, Dear Divine Earth Angel, Dear Divine Super Empath. It goes on and on. Dear Divine Masculine, Dear Divine Feminine. We don't stop. And they're gorgeous channeled messages, and I feel so guided by my ancestors and passed on loved ones. I feel like they've just been coming through for me lately saying, hey, you've been working so hard in other areas of your life, so far from spirituality, and you never wanted to lose that when you started the business. You wanted to still be spiritual and do tarot. So come on, Let's go. Let's do tarot. Let's get all of our past or loved ones in a little circle, and let's all huddle and hug and pray, and let's start healing the collective. Let's not forget who you are and how magical and gifted you are. Remind everyone out there that they're magical and gifted too. And let's start healing the planet. And let's start healing ourselves. And let's start sharing magic before we have to get back to our hardcore, intensive corporate lives. Yeah? I love you guys. Thanks for opening up to me today. I know it wasn't easy. I know it's intense, but you made it. 20 minutes in and you didn't delete. You didn't run away. You didn't avoid it. And it was intense. A lot of fucking heavy stuff came up, didn't it? Because we're speaking about self-harm. We're talking about suicide. We're talking about depressive episodes. And they're really fucking painful things. And I'm sorry that I rush through these readings with you guys sometimes. I wish I had more time. I wish I could be more sensitive with you guys sometimes, because I channel and I just go like it's a normal everyday thing. I'm so deep into psychological development and well-being and all of that stuff that I really forget how much people struggle with suicidal ideations and depression. And I struggle too. But sometimes I'm so harsh on myself and everyone else, I forget I should probably slow down and shut the fuck up and just give you a minute to hear me at a much softer rate, okay? So if you're willing to stick around, hit like and subscribe. I'll work on slowing this shit down in future and being more sensitive and more empathic in the moment, not just being a speedster racing through this reading, expecting you just to receive it all in one go, because it's not easy, and you've been through a hell of a lot, and you deserve more patience and more empathy and more time to think and feel. And yeah, you're important and you're valid, and make sure you know that and you keep that same momentum going in your personal lives, guys, okay? I'll be back soon, okay? What I am going to do in the next few weeks, we're going to go have about 12 days before we come back round to your Zodiac, right? Is I'm going to do a 2026 full overview with some astrology, and we're going to go from January to December 26 and break down every single month for you. Yeah, we're going to do it for every Zodiac, but we're going to get to you potentially last, because we're going to do a full lap round again, all the Zodiacs. But I actually might shuffle and see what comes out first, so who knows. But over the next 12 days I'm coming back for you, okay, with a full on year prediction. Yeah, take care of yourselves, guys. I'll be back soon with more love and light.